Today's topic of discussion is a very useful thing that is called frame of reference. I am Datta Sir. I am a senior IITJEE faculty for many years. I have seen that students, while facing this JEE Advanced or other JEEs, they find difficulties with various concepts. So my advice to everyone is learn every concept from basics, very basics. Unless your basic is very strong, you cannot go for this type of competitive examination, or rather you cannot learn physics. So today I am bringing a very important and vital concept for entire physics. In fact, for all chapters of physics, this is relevant. This is frame of reference. Frame of reference name you must have heard. Today I will explain this. Before going forward, first let me tell you a story. There are three blind men. Once they went to see an elephant. They had no eye, so they felt the elephant by touching him. One of them touched the legs of the elephant, another touched the body of the elephant, and last one touched the tail of the elephant. Now, when they meet and they exchange their views about the elephant, one of them is telling that elephant is like a big pillar, another is telling no, it is like a very big drum, and another one is telling no, it is like a long pipe with a broom-like end. That means their interpretations are different, although they have seen the same thing. This thing happens everywhere in our life and everywhere in the universe. Everywhere our observation is with respect to our eyes, and it may differ with others. Suppose we don't know who is the creator of the universe, but people have different perception about it and they fight with that. In physics also, this thing is very important, because when you see a velocity, some object in motion, or when you see a force, we have to first decide who is observing it, from whose standpoint it is being observed. It differs from different observers. For example, suppose you are in a train. The train is passing a platform. Then a person in the platform will see that you are in motion, but a person sitting inside the coach in front of you, he will see that you are at rest. That means perception of these two are not same. Similarly, a light post which is stationary on ground, it will appear to go back with the speed when the train gains speed. So all these observations differ, but there is only one truth. So any measurement, any fact of physics depends on how it is observed. Means observer is very important, and whether observer is at rest or whether observer is moving. Now this observer is technically called frame of reference. We give a name, and also we do one thing. We take the observer as the origin point and we decide on three mutually perpendicular axes. We call them x-axis, y-axis and z-axis because the space is three-dimensional. So what we get? We get a set of coordinate axes and an origin which represents the observer. That set of coordinate and origin together gives our frame of reference. That frame of reference may be at rest, that frame of reference may be moving with velocity, constant velocity, may be moving with acceleration. So, everything in our nature, everything that comes in physics are frame dependent. They are dependent on the selection of frame. Means where you put the observer, what is the nature of observer, what are the axes you have decided. So this set actually decides our actual measurement. When we measure a velocity, when we measure something moving or something at rest, when we make free body diagram, means we make the list of forces acting on an object, there also we first decide from which frame of reference we are taking this. So frame of reference is everywhere. Frame of reference is the basic of all physics. So this has to be understood very clearly and that has to be defined very clearly so that we can get the measurement right. So now I am giving you a summary. You just note down, you can note down or take a screenshot, whatever you like. See, the points are frame of reference. It is most basic thing. It is actually the observer, I told you. Now there is something called ground frame. What we call ground frame? An observer or a frame of reference which is rest with respect to ground. Actually, truly speaking, nothing is at rest in the world. But we make a working compromise. We take the ground or the earth as at rest for the time being. So we are taking it as a ground frame. There may be a moving frame. There may be accelerating frame also. Means frame is accelerating. Means observer is accelerating. It is having an acceleration in any direction. This type of acceleration frame is called non-inertial frame. So there are different applications of this. And lastly, everything in nature is frame dependent. Means entire physics we can say is frame dependent. And what is that frame of reference? That is a set of coordinate axes and also of course the origin, point of origin, which is the observer. So this is about our frame of reference. I told you it has to be learned very clearly. It is not that difficult, but it has to be kept in mind for any physics observation. I hope it is clear to all of you. I would request you to see this video again and again and take a note of it and try to apply this and try to be cautious about this frame of reference in any physics problem. Okay then, this much today. I will come to you with another video in very near future.